Hello? Is this working? I hope it is. Okay, it's running. I'm sorry. I haven't done this in a while. Okay. Let me just set everything up. So, hello everybody, welcome to Euro PC2. This is gonna be the first race of the season. I'm not sure if this is a new division or not, but if it is, then welcome. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be your commentator, Kickerlin. You may also know me as Dino from the PC debut race. And I hope that you have fun here watching this race. So, here is the lineup that we're gonna have for today's race. We have 18 drivers today, which is not what I expected. I was expecting a lot less, but it's good that we have a lot of drivers. So, we have Rafael in the Mercedes, Georgios, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing everything. I'm sorry if everyone's names is pronounced badly. I apologize for that. Can anyone please just tell me if the sound is okay? I'm looking on the stream right now, and it sounds good. It looks good. Okay then, I guess we'll have to see after a few minutes when we begin the qualifying session. So let's continue. So we have Rafael and Georgios in the Mercedes. We have Levi Van Mellen in the Red Bull alone. Looks like his teammate is not coming today. We have Daryl and Rabih Milko in the McLaren. Luke Mills and Ollie Ball in Aston Martin. Camille and Michael in the Alpine. Amio, I don't know how to pronounce that, and Paolo in the Ferrari, Che Taylor and Mantos in the Alfa Tauri, Owen and Shots Ahoy in the Alfa Romeo, Tassos and Dragos in the Haas, and Alex and Elliot in the Williams. Some of these names are gonna be real names, and some of these are not. That's because I didn't have enough time to put any real names, or some of these guys haven't added me. So yeah, I hope that's not bothered. I hope you don't bother that too much. So I guess I'll just continue. And again, sorry for any wrongfully pronounced names, but yeah. So, as I said, this is going to be the first race of the PC2 division. We are going to be racing in Bahrain. A pretty interesting track with pretty good history, to be honest. Some of which includes Nico Rosberg's insane debut race in 2006, where he, I think, got a podium. The first Spinala, I'm not sure, but first Spinala of Sebastian Vettel in 2019. And the famous Verstappen and Hamilton battle in 2021. So pretty rich history of this track, and from that we know that in real life this race is really exciting to watch. It has some corners are difficult, some are not, but let's just hope that we have a clean race and maybe some interesting moves, of course, as well. On everyone. We're just waiting to get started right now. We should start any minute now, but I guess we'll have to see. Waiting for everyone. And of course, if you see any problems, if you hear any problems, just let me know, and I'll try to fix it during the stream. And if I can't fix it during the stream, I'll try to fix it before the next stream. One driver has has issues. Okay then. We have time. Okay, okay. We have enough time, hopefully. Hopefully this will not be in line with the, I think, Euro F3 or F4 race. I don't remember what race it is. But yeah, we can wait for that guy. Looks like a lot of people are readying up, so we are probably going to be underway right now. I don't know if I mentioned already, but this is going to be a short qualifying session, and after that we're going to have a 29 lap race. It's going to be the half of the real life race, which has, I think, 58 laps. I'm not sure. So that's a lot of time to have a lot of things happening, and probably a lot of moves as well. But in due time, we'll see. But first we're gonna do the qualifying session, see where everyone will line up, and I wish everyone good luck, of course. And don't crash, because that's not gonna be good for your race. But here we go, we are starting. I should probably disable the pop-ups from Steam next time. I think that's gonna mess up something. That's gonna bug. That'll distract me. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, Bahrain, really interesting track. 3 DRS zones. I think 15 corners. Maybe 14, maybe 16, I'm not really sure. There's of course the infamous turn 9 and 10, I think those are. The left-hander, where you really need to be careful on the brakes, so you don't lock up. That's gonna be a really interesting section. You can also pass there if you're brave enough, maybe to go around the outside or inside. But it's good to have a great exit off of that corner, because that will determine your straight line speed after turn 11. So it's gonna be exciting to see how drivers cope with that. You're gonna have to tell me after some people go out of the pit lane, when I'm on board with them, you're gonna have to tell me if the sound is good, if I need to decrease anything, and if I need to increase anything, of course. I think I'm gonna do that. And there we go. So we are waiting for everyone to apply their setups, of course, on their car, so they can be even quicker. Looks like we have a dry session, of course, because we're in the middle of a desert. And we have our first guy coming off, which is Luke Mills. Oh, I forgot about that. Luke Mills is going to be the first one out of the pit lane. And immediately a lot of people are following him, like Alex and the 2 Alpines, of course. Looks like half of the grid is already coming off of the pit lane. They will have to create a pretty big margin from themselves if they want to have clean air during their lap. So let's hope they can do that. And this is actually pretty interesting. Both Alpines are ahead and behind one another, so maybe one Alpine can give a tow to the other Alpine so he can get a better lap. That's gonna be a pretty good teamwork if they can do that, and maybe it's gonna improve their chance in the race. So yeah, like I said, half of the grid is already out, and they need to space out a little bit, and yeah. We're gonna keep on board with Luke Mills for the first lap of the session, and I'm gonna tell you all the corners which you need to be careful for. If you don't know the track, of course, this is gonna be a basic guide of the track where you need to brake and how to take every corner. So, on board with Luke Mills, heading into turn 1, you probably want to brake at the 100-meter mark. Turn pretty late, but not too late. Again, to get a pretty good exit to these corners. You wanna be easy on the throttle to get a good exit for this straight. Now heading into turn 4, I think that is, and already brake pretty late, and be careful on the throttle again. These corners, the entry of the second sector, are really flowy. You need to have great turn-in to get them right. On this corner it's pretty easy to lock up, so be careful there. This is the infamous turn 9 and 10 connected together. Like I said, you need to have a pretty good exit to determine your straight line speed. For turn 11, I think that is coming next. That's a pretty easy corner, not hard to not lock up. This next corner is flat out. Try not to touch the curb, because that's an auto-spin curve. You're gonna spin and probably die. Let's hope that that doesn't happen in the race. This next straight line speed, straight line is okay, and this final corner is as well pretty tricky to master, because you cannot touch the curb, which will pretty much slow your car down a bit too much, so you have to be pretty careful. And Luke Mills sets a lap time of 1:26.2, which is not bad for this division. But on soft tires, I think he can do way better. Owen and Alex are the only ones on mediums, and their laps are not that bad, to be honest. I think Owen will be safe in top 10, so I think he can maybe start on those tires. Just a second, someone sent me an invite. Just a second. Said he cannot join. I'm gonna do this really quickly, just a second, please give me some time. Oh, I cannot invite him. Okay, that's probably only the host that can invite him. So yeah, let's go on board with Daryl right here. Also going for a hot lap right now. I think that's a hot lap, maybe an in lap as well. He's pretty fast, braking pretty well on this corner. Luke Mills setting a new fastest lap of 1:25.5. That's really impressive, actually, if I say so myself. That corner was quite weak for Daryl right there. Could be better. Maybe next lap he can improve on it. And let's see if he can take this final corner. And it was also pretty weak. Let's hope that he can improve the next lap on that parts of the track. And like I said, Luke Mills, another fastest lap on used softs, so he did 2 laps on those, which is not convenient, because this means he will have to start on those. If you don't know the basic rules of Formula 1, whatever tire you qualify in Q2, you're gonna have to start on those. But because we're doing short qualifying, if you qualify in top 10, you have to start on those tires that you put the fastest lap on. So now, because he did the fastest lap on those tires, he's gonna have to start on those. So he's gonna have high tire wear at the start of the race. And Owen, really impressive time on mediums, as I said before, 1:26.4. that's gonna probably keep him in the top 10, so he can have a really good strategy in the race. Let's see who's on a hot lap. Luke Mills's teammate, Ollie Ball, is on a hot lap, improved by 1/10. Someone moved over for him, so that's really nice from him. So he doesn't give any dirty air or block him. And let's hope that he can take this final corner safely, and let's see how much he improves on. That was a pretty nice exit, if I say so myself. And let's see, improved by 1/10, not too much, but puts him in P8. Not too bad, but not too great as well. This guy, Dragos, is on a hot lap as well right now, taking those corners a bit too aggressively. You don't want to be on the curb way too much, because you're gonna lose a lot of time, because your car is gonna be unsettled a little bit. Levi Van Mellen sets a new fastest lap of 1:25.5. Really good. He takes P1 from Luke Mills by 11 thousandths of a second, so that's really impressive from him. But we are on board with Dragos right now, who's also on a hot lap. Let's see, his Sector 2 time is a 1:05.1. Not too bad, but could improve a little bit, maybe? I'm not sure. But he did a pretty good entry into Sector 3. That corner was pretty okay. So I think that this is gonna be probably in the top 6, if not better, in top 7. P7 on 1:26.5. Not bad, could improve. We have Che Taylor, who's going on another hot lap, invalidating his previous hot lap. He doesn't have a lot of battery left, which probably isn't too good for him if he's doing another lap, of course. At the end of the lap, he's gonna be really low. But let's see, his Sector 1 is pretty okay. Turn 4 could be a bit better. I think he was a bit conservative, maybe. And he's a bit slow. I'm sorry if that's insulting him, but I think he can improve. Maybe it's the old... no, he's on 0 lap old tires. Maybe it's the ERS, because he doesn't have a lot of it. Now, the only problem is that he has a lot of traffic ahead of him. The Haas, Aston Martin, AlphaTauri, and another Haas in front of him. That's gonna create a lot of dirty air, which I don't think he wants. But let's hope that that doesn't affect him too much. I see that I'm having some lag issues on the stream, some skipped frames, but looks like it's coming back right now again. I hope that doesn't happen again soon. So, Che, 1:27.0 puts him in P13. Not bad, but could improve definitely on that lap. He just needs more ERS. Paolo, he's not on a hot lap, or maybe he is. Let's keep on board with him. So, as I said, turn 10 really tricky for every driver. Let's hope that they can pass it safely, and that we don't have any crashes in the race, of course. As we are on board with Paolo, the top 3 at the moment are Levi, Luke, and Mantos. Actually, I take that back. It's Michael in the Alpine, who has taken P3 from Mantos in the AlphaTauri. Levi going on a hot lap right now as we speak. But Paolo, let's see what his time will be. For P12, a 1:26.9. Could improve, as everyone could improve. Everyone can definitely improve, and it's not nice to see someone below P15. That's seriously not nice. Luke does another fastest lap. Oh, he had slipstream from Mantos, who actually blocked him right now. But he probably wasn't doing another lap. But I didn't see clearly, but that looked like Mantos gave him some slipstream at the start-finish straight. So that's really interesting. Maybe they're good friends and they're helping each other out, but that's not likely. But yeah, that's really interesting. Let's keep on board with Levi, who's gonna start his hot lap right now. He's battling for P1 with Luke Mills, and let's see if on this lap he can maybe take that back, take P1 back from him. Maybe he can also get close to the Williams driver ahead and maybe get some slipstream at the final sector. But I guess we'll have to see. Broke a bit late for turn 1, and everything else was pretty okay. Let's see how he does turn 4. Going really wide, third gear, go early on the throttle, that was pretty okay. And let's see, this was pretty okay as well. Sixth gear, but he spins! Oh, he spins and crashes into the wall. That's not a retirement, but that's a spin for Levi Van Mellen. And Paolo, I think, just follows him in the same corner. Probably the same problem. They both touched a little bit of a little bit too much curb, which really unsettled them, and it turned the car around. That's really unfortunate for both the drivers, but pretty interesting to see. Maybe the dirt year was affecting them, but there was no car in front to get that from, so that was really interesting. Let's go on board with Georgios in the Mercedes. Let's see if he can maybe take maybe P4. He's only 2/10 off of P4, so let's see what he can do. He took the turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3 pretty nicely. Michael Mischer retired from the session, not sure what happened. Georgios is a little bit behind his best time. Let's hope that he can improve in these next corners. He went a bit wide before the entry of this corner. I think that's turn 8. That'll lose him a little bit of time. That was pretty okay. Not bad, but could improve, of course. Let's see how he does this corner. And that was pretty nice, going really early on the throttle to go full throttle in these in this corner, and he has a purple sector too, and he improved by 2/10. So if he can keep this up until the finish line, he can probably get P4 or maybe P3 if he's lucky, if he gets this final corner correctly, which it was okay, if I say so myself. And let's see, he goes into P4, 125.9, only 1/10 behind Mantos. So he probably won't have enough time to do another lap, but that's pretty okay. Mantos and Owen are on the out lap, and they're messing each other up. I think Mantos has to back out of it a little bit, because I don't think Owen will slow down, so Mantos will have the dirty air if he doesn't slow down. But what is this? This is interesting. They're not letting each other pass. So looks like Mantos wants Owen's slipstream. So that will only do Mantos bad. Because he will have really dirty air behind Owen, and Owen will have clean air, so he can do a better lap, and Owen will probably be down on his lap. So I don't know what happened here, but I guess this only benefited Owen, as he will do a faster lap than before. And let's see, fastest sector 1 improved by 4/10. That's a lot of improvement. That corner was pretty okay. He didn't early shift, so I actually don't know if that's good or not. But I usually do that there. And that was pretty nice. Could have went a bit deep or on the inside a little bit more to get a better exit and earlier on the throttle, but that's okay, I think. This was pretty okay. I think he lost a bit on those corners, but 8/10 still improving by 8/10, fastest sector 2. If he can do the final sector correctly, I think he can maybe be P1 or maybe P2 even. Let's see. That was pretty nice, but I think he touched the curb a little bit too much. But still, he goes P1 with 125.2. He passes Luke for P1, so that's a really impressive lap from Owen. From a guy that was really impressive on mediums, I think that's really impressive on softs as well. But Luke is not gonna have any of that. He's doing another hot lap. But let's go on board with someone that we haven't been on board yet. Like Tassos, who's finishing his lap right now, a 126.6, which puts him in P15. And we have 10 seconds left until the end of the session. Let's see what everyone else can do. Dragos is getting some slipstream off of, I think that's Daryl. That's actually Melko. He's getting some slipstream. This will really be handy for Dragos, as he did a 126.2, putting himself into P9. Levy gets P1 in today's qualifying session, 125.1. That's really impressive from both Levy, Owen and Luke. I think that we may have a really interesting race after this qualifying session. At least I hope so. Who is on a hot lap right now? Luke is doing another hot lap. He improved by a 10th in sector 2. Fastest sector 2, let's see. The final turn is actually pretty good, really early on the throttle. And let's see if he can snatch P1 from Levy, and he does! He does by 40 thousandths of a second. Luke is P1 with a 125.1. Really impressive from Luke and Levy and Owen as well. Everyone did their best today, and looks like only one can be P1. We are waiting for Daryl and Tassos to finish their laps as Tassos goes into the pit lane, but Daryl is still finishing up his lap. Improved by 1/10 in sector 2, and a 126.3 improved by 2/10, which puts him in P11. Daryl and Melko are really close as teammates, so maybe they can help each other out in the race. And if they can have a pretty good strategy, maybe they can get some points, because they're not far off. They're only 3/10 off P6, so they really have a chance to score some points. At least everyone has quite a few chances. So this is the end of the qualifying session, and that was actually pretty intense, if I say so myself. We had a 3-way battle for P1, which are only separated by a 10th, so that was really impressive. So let's see who we have on the grid for the race. Luke Mills and Levy are on the front row of the grid, of course, only separated by 40 thousandths of a second. Owen is just behind them in P3, and Mantos follows him. Then we have Georgios and Michael, who had pretty good times, but really close to P4 as well. P7 is Alex, P8 is Elliot, P9 Dragos. Shots Ahoy runs out the 5th row of the grid. Then we have the both McLaren teammates, Daryl and Melko. We have Paolo in the Ferrari, Olibol, Rafael, Tassos, Amio, Che Taylor, and Camille runs off the grid in the Alpine with a time of 127.0. So the whole grid is separated by 2 seconds. I think we can have a pretty intense battle for P4 because from P4 to P18 they're only separated by a second, which is not bad. So I think we can see something interesting in the race, of course, as well. As we are waiting for the session to start, I don't know what's happening. Do we have any... We have some warnings, and that's about it. So yeah, I guess we can just wait for this race to start. I don't really know what's happening right now. So Aston Martin is gonna be pretty happy after this qualifying session with their guy in P1. A new team on the grid and a new driver probably on the grid. Putting them in P1, that's really impressive if I say so myself. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens in the race. I just hope that these drivers can keep it clean, nice. We're definitely gonna have at least one safety car. That's unfortunate, but let's hope that the rest of the race will be clean and safe, and hopefully interesting to watch. I hope that we can have some interesting moves. Of course, into turn 1, which is probably the most tempted place to overtake. You can get a pretty good exit off of that corner and get side by side maybe, or if you get a better exit you can maybe pass someone at turn 1. That's probably gonna be the best overtaking place for everyone. But as we are waiting for everyone to load, there we go. We are gonna talk about the strategy. I don't know about the strategy yet. Probably a one-stop is not good, because I know that the tire wear is pretty high on this track. Probably a two-stop would be better. Probably mediums, softs, and softs to the end. Or if you're lucky, maybe you can do a one-stop from mediums to hards. But yeah, we'll see when the pop-up comes up, and we can see what strategies are available. Misher glitched. I pronounced that wrong. That's a shame. He was in P6. Let's hope that he can rejoin soon. So, we are starting the formation lap right now. I'm gonna put the tire, I think, yep. The tire screen. And we have Daryl, Rabich, Melko, Olibal, Raphael, Che Taylor, and Camille starting on mediums. So they're gonna have the alternate strategy option. So let's see what they can do. Amio is gonna be on hards, the only guy on hards, which I don't think the hards are probably the best option, because he's gonna be really slow at the start of the race. I put hards on one league race that I had, and it didn't pay out. It was really slow. But let's see what he can do. Maybe he can put something. Maybe he can put up a performance that's gonna be really good. Maybe he can get some points at the end of the race. I guess we'll have to see. So I'm just gonna say my predictions from for the podium, which is gonna be really hard because we have Luke, Levy, and Owen fighting for P1 probably. They were the closest from the entire grid, only separated by 1/10. But I'm gonna say that as they are right now, that's how the podium is going to be. So Luke wins, Levy P2, and Owen P3. But I guess we'll have to see in the race if anyone else will get involved. But yeah, we are getting to the grid to start the race, waiting for everyone else. Let's hope their tires are hot, because if they're not, they're gonna be really struggling at the start of the race. It looks like no one hit each other. No one got disqualified. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. We may have a clean race, but the strategy is softs and mediums, like I said. So let's see what they're gonna do. And let's see, we have 3, 4, and 5 red lights, and that's a pretty short hold up, and we are away, and looks like everything is okay. No one is crashing into each other, and we have already some parts on the track. The Alpine of someone, oh, and that's a Haas going sideways off track, and an Alpine as well. We have a Mercedes in front of them, just getting off track. Both Mercedes are having really bad luck at the start of this race. We have a virtual safety car already. Oh, that was interesting. And I think Daryl has damage as well. Looks like he was caught up in that mishap as well in the start. And Olibol gets a penalty for hitting Shots Ahoy. 5-second penalty, so that's not good for him. That was a really interesting start. Owen gets P1 from Luke. Luke's now P2. Owen will need to have a great end of the virtual safety car if he wants to pull away from Luke, because they are on the same pace. Yes, no DNFs. That's a really good sign. We only have damages everywhere. Which is really unfortunate, but that's what you have to do. Olibol gets a drive-through penalty, and we are away. We already have someone going around the inside, and no, Olibol missed the apex and didn't go to Paulo. Let's see, Dragos is really close to Alex right here. Let's see if he can get close enough at the turn 1, maybe he can overtake him. We have a yellow sector, a McLaren is in the wall. Probably have damage, and Dragos overtakes Jay Taylor for P6. Actually, what is happening? My thing is glitched, I think, or it's not. Okay, we have a lot of people in the pit lane. Those who had damage, of course. Okay, my thing is glitched. That's nice. I cannot go to the leaders. What is happening? Okay, just a sec. I can maybe do this. I'm gonna go to Luke Mills. Wait, how is he P6? What? This is interesting. They should be P1, P2, and P3. Okay, it doesn't matter. Looks like Paulo, Alex, and Dragos are really close to one another. They are fighting for P9. Looks like somehow. I don't know. That's probably going to be P6 after this glitch sorts itself out. And this is going to be a 3-way battle for P. There we go, P5. There we go. Alex gets a really good exit off of Paulo, but Paulo has a lot of ERS that he's using right now, and Alex is conserving. Mantos getting a fastest lap of the race, 1:29 I think. I didn't really see. And no overtakes yet. We have Che and Shots Ahoy. Shots Ahoy has a really good switchback going around the outside. And let's see, he will have the RS for turn 4. Let's see if he can maybe overtake Che for P8 again. And no, he's not close enough to do that. But Amio and Rafael behind are also having a battle. But Rafael is again not close enough to Amio. But looks like Amio is pretty slow in Sector 2 and the end of Sector 1. But Rafael just goes way too deep and misjudges that corner. So he will have to wait for that opportunity. Battle in front again. The trio of Dragos, Alex, and Paulo are fighting with each other. Alex gets pretty deep into turn 11, I think that is, and loses a bit of time to Paulo behind. But let's see if both drivers can overtake Dragos for P5. They both will have DRS, and maybe they can do something. We have something happening into Sector 3, but looks like that's over. And let's see here, we have Dragos, Alex and Paolo really close to one another, and Alex is using all of his DRS. Let's see if he can maybe overtake Dragos before turn 1, and Dragos defending the outside, and Alex wanted to go around the outside but didn't, but couldn't because Dragos was really defending that move from Alex. And let's see, maybe here Alex is using all of his ERS, and they're going side by side into turn 4, and Dragos just doesn't leave enough space, and they're side by side, but Dragos spins, and he looks like doesn't have any damage, but that was really unfortunate. I don't know whose fault that was, but that was really unfortunate for Dragos, who was probably a bystander maybe, but I'm not sure. Now Shots Ahoy will want to get in front of him. Let's see if he can make that quick move. And looks like Dragos may actually have some damage on his car, so Shots Ahoy will have a pretty easy job to overtake him. And yeah, I guess we'll have to wait to see until the start-finish straight, as Levi and Luke are really close to one another. Levi hasn't used any ERS at the moment, and Luke used a lot, so Levi has the advantage into the start-finish straight to maybe pass Luke and get away from him, but Mantos is closing behind, so maybe Mantos can also do, but no, Levi is going into the pit lane. I don't know if that's early or not, but that was surprising for me. So Levi is doing a undercut probably. So that's gonna be interesting to see if he can make that undercut work or not. Let's wait and see until the next pit stops arrive. Che, Elliot, and Georgios are battling for P12. Che has the advantage of fresh medium tires, but let's see. He doesn't have DRS with Elliot and Georgios behind, so I think he will be overtaken. Let's see. Che is defending the inside, and Elliot goes around the outside. Georgios is way too behind, and Che, let's see, he goes for the dive bomb and misses completely the corner, and that gives Georgios the opportunity to go around the outside as well. But Che closes the door before Georgios can make that move into P14. Looks like Georgios will have another opportunity right here, but no, he backs out. He used a little bit of VRS, but he backed out. Let's see, maybe he's gonna do a dive bomb right here, and he does, and he's P15. He's not leaving any space for Che, like Che didn't leave any space for Georgios, and Georgios is P14. But Che will now have DRS, so maybe he can do something about it. Georgios doesn't have any ERS, so maybe he can do something. And let's see, he's doing a big dive bomb cut into the corner to avoid contact. That's pretty dirty, if I say so myself, from Che right there. Michael disconnecting, so that's really unfortunate from Michael when he qualified really well into top 6, I think, if I remember correctly. And this fight for P13 is not ending. Che and Georgios are still at it. Georgios will have DRS right now, and let's see what he can do. Che is not defending yet. He's keeping to the middle of the track, and Che is going around the outside. Dragos is going out of the pit lane, and let's see if this will disturb Georgios. And no, this will only help Georgios, because Georgios will now hold up Che, so Georgios can get ahead. But Dragos is really quick, but Georgios is not leaving any space for Dragos, which is really interesting from Georgios. That was a pretty dirty move, and Che spins into the wall. Che spins into the wall, probably way too hot tires or maybe damage. Well, now he has damage, but yeah, that's really unfortunate from Che. Let's see if he can make something happen. But yeah, as Dragos with fresh tires will probably want to get close to Georgios. He's not in the DRS range right now, but maybe if Georgios messes these corners up, he can get close enough to get to that place. But as I say that, we have a fight between Amio and Owen for P7, and let's see this. They're going side by side into turn 4. And will Amio do a dive mode? No, he's really clean. He went, he broke really early, and he knows that he can't do anything on those old hard tires. So he's probably just letting everyone through, which is pretty nice for him. And Pablo and Alex are also pretty close to one another. Paulo has DRS on him, but they have the same tire compound, so they one guy doesn't have any advantage from the tire perspective. So let's see. Oh, I think Paulo gained a lot of time from Alex right there. If I was Paulo, I would stay behind Alex to get DRS before the start-finish straight, and he does that. Let's see what he can do. He probably has more DRS than Alex, and let's see. Alex is not defending the inside line, and Paulo gets easy position from Alex right there. Mantos, the temporary leader, is going into the pit lane right now. And let's see if Levy's undercut worked. He puts a fastest lap time of 128.8, and he's provisionally P1, I think. But he's doing a 2-stop because he's on softs, so that's gonna be really interesting. As we have Luke Mills, our qualifying P1 driver, against Amio. Let's see, he gets a really good exit and goes around the inside. Let's see if Amio will try to go around the outside, and no! Oh, he's going really slowly into turn 4, but Luke Mills does a really easy overtake. As Owen and Levy are battling with each other. Owen has fresh tires from Levy right now. These are provisional pole sitters fighting for P1. So let's see if Owen will try and make a move around the inside, maybe on this corner, and he's using all of his ERS, and he does go around the inside. Let's see if he can keep that position. They're going side by side into turn 12. This will only end badly, and it does end badly. As Levy, I actually don't know whose fault that was, but Levy, I think, just touched Owen a little bit, which was not appropriate, and he spun. That was unfortunate, but yeah, what can you do? You need to be a bit more clean like that. Owen does a fast lap of 128.4, as Levy will try to get to P8 from Raphael, and Raphael is defending the inside line. They're going side by side, but Raphael is not using any ERS. He's not defending it at all, and Levy just overtakes really easily from Levy right there. Let's go to this fight, Dragos and Georgios. Again, both drivers. Georgios is weaving on track. That's not allowed, my guy. That's not allowed. But he lets Dragos through, which is okay. But weaving is not allowed on track, and he almost spins because of that. So if you're racing in this league, don't weave. That's only gonna end badly for you. Note taken. Let's see. Levy is trying to get back to the pole sitter of Owen, or provisional pole sitter Owen, and he's actually far behind the leader. I think he's 10 seconds behind, which is not good for him. But maybe after the pit stops he can do something. We only have 1 penalties, which is interesting. I don't know how. Elliot, 3 seconds. And after we see Levy overtake Amio, we're gonna check the positions gained. And that was a pretty easy overtake from Levy, and Amio is not defending at all. So pretty easy from Levy right there. After that, let's see the positions gained. Where is that? There we go. So at the moment, the most positions gained is by Rabih Melko. He gained 11 positions, and he's gained 10 positions. Amio, who is on hard tires, hasn't stopped yet. He gained 11 positions in the race. So started P17, now P6. Let's see how this will end up. And Michael, of course, has not so much luck in this race, as he has connection issues. And Camille did something. I didn't see what, but I think he spun or lost control into turn 1. And maybe a bit too early on the throttle into turn 2. So, as I said, everyone already stopped except Amio, Raphael, and Rabih Melko. So, I guess we have to wait and see until those guys go into the pit lane. I'm sorry for that. Let's see right now. Let's keep on board with our leader at the moment a little bit, as he overtook Rabih Melko for the pole position at the moment, which was probably easy because Melko is on 10 lap old tires, so that's not helping him at all. But he is doing a one-stop strategy, it seems like that. So that will only benefit him, but I guess we'll have to wait and see until the end of the race. And as I'm talking about that, Luke, Mills, and Mantos are battling for P3, provisional P2, and this fight is providing Levi to get closer to these guys, so Levi can get P2 maybe as well with that accident into turn 12 with Owen. I think this will be the only good position which he can get. And Mantos getting really close to Luke Mills. Luke Mills having some connection issues. Luke Mills is not using any ERS, which is interesting. He has 93%. I don't think that's wise, because you want to use at least a little bit of ERS at every lap, just so you are a bit quicker. Luke Mills definitely inside line. Let's see if Mantos will brake late, and no, he brakes at the braking point, and he will get a really good exit actually into turn 4. And on this straight, let's see if he can maybe overtake Luke Mills going around the outside, and let's see if Luke Mills will brake late to try and defend, and he does. Luke Mills does a dive bomb and overtakes for P3, and retains P3 as well. We see that Levi pitted for mediums. I don't know if that's a good decision from him, but I guess we'll have to see later. Mantos and Luke are still battling. Mantos will have DRS on this next straight. He gets a pretty good exit off of turn 10, but I don't think he's nowhere close to try and overtake for P3. They're closing to Rabih Melko, who's only 4 seconds ahead of them. So we'll have to wait and see for that. Tyler retires from this session. He crashes into the wall. That's probably going to be a safety car, but looks like nothing yet. So that's interesting. And there we go, safety car. And this will be actually really good for Rabih Melko, who hasn't stopped yet. And if he stops for hard tires, he will be P2, probably. And yes, he will be P3 maybe actually. So this is gonna be really beneficial for Melko, starting from P11 or actually P12 I think, and now running in P2. I think that's a really good position for him, and he doesn't need to pit again because those hard tires can easily go until the end. But Paolo can maybe overtake him for P2, and no. Rabih Melko stays in P2, but Paolo has medium tires, so maybe he can do something about that. Rabih Melko will have to defend. Oh, that's dangerous. you have to be a bit careful with that, Paolo. This is the... Oh, we have some penalties speeding in the pit lane. 5-second penalties. That's let's see. That is Camille and Oliball getting 5-second penalties for going into the pit lane way too fast. I just hope that no one hits each other during the safety car. As we're gonna be on board with Owen a little bit, because I don't think the safety car is the most interesting thing in the world. But yeah. I hate safety cars because I really don't know what to say during them. Like, I don't know any jokes to say. I'm not a funny person. I don't know, like, I really don't know what to say. Okay, just a second. Fun facts. I said some fun facts at the beginning. Nico Rosberg's famous podium at his debut race on this track in 26. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the tires. I'm sorry. Vettel Spinala in this track. Verstappen's and Hamilton's fight in 2021. I don't know any other facts. Brittany, what? No, they had a fight in Bahrain when Verstappen went around the outside and overtook Hamilton, but the steward said it was illegal, so he had to give Hamilton the place back. That's what I mean. And Vettel's first Spinala of 2019, of course, on Bahrain. Oh, Britain! Ah! Okay. Okay. Yeah. He had debut podium on this track. At least that's what I remember. At least. Paolo driver of the day. I wouldn't actually say so. I would actually say Melko. That's actually a good topic. For me, at the moment, driver of the day is Melko, because yes, I don't know if he can go until the end with mediums, Paolo, but Rabik Melko started on mediums and now he's on hards, and he started, I think, P12. Let me see, just a second. He started P12, so Melko is having a really good race. Like, this safety car is only beneficial to him, so he can have a chance to score really big points in today's race if he doesn't mess up at all. So yeah, at the moment he's my driver of the day, but we'll have to wait and see until the end of the race. We have a spin, the Alpine, I think that is. I don't know what happened right there with Camille. That was interesting. Yes, hards will go until the end, but yeah, as you say, it will be slow. It will be painful to keep them sustained until the end of the race. But if he can do a good job, he can maybe stay P2. He has the advantage of Paolo just behind him, who is on older medium tires, 4 laps older. That's probably around 10%, maybe 15 tire wear. So if Melko can get a pretty good exit off of the safety car or the end of the safety car, if he can do that perfectly, and Paolo will just hold up everyone behind him, because Luke and Shots Ahoy and Mantis will have a pretty difficult chance to overtake Paolo if he does defend like crazy. Probably. We'll have to see if he does another stop. I mean, he will do another stop. But P5, I don't think he will be P5 because a lot of people stopped for hards. Like you can see Luke Mills, Mantos, Raphael Dragos, Georgios, Oli, Daryl, and Camille. So if he stops, he's gonna be last right now. But if those people on hard stop, he may be P5. But I guess we'll have to see. But one thing is certain: if Rabbit Melko doesn't mess up, he can stay P2, and Paolo will surely defend from Luke just behind him, which will hold them up, and he probably has like a safe distance. From softs to hards, it's I think a 1.6, but I'm not sure. It may be 2 seconds, but yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the race. So as we're saying this, we are entering the safety car, and Owen is leading the pack. Let's see, he's not going fast at the moment yet. He's holding everyone up, and there we go. We have green flags, and let's see, Paolo is actually really close to Rabbit Melko, and let's see if he maybe does a dive bomb into turn 1, and he backs out of it, but Rabbit Melko locks up, I think, and goes a bit wide and goes side by side, but he lets Paolo. Oh, what? Oh, what? So they were side by side somehow. I really don't know what happened, and they're going side by side into turn 4. Let's see. No contact yet. They're really clean at the moment, and Paolo overtakes him for B2 provisionally, I think. And Paolo gets a really bad exit. Rabbit Melko will probably go around the outside. Let's see. He does a switchback, but his acceleration is not good to get close to him. Mantos will... oh, we have Shots Ahoy nearly touching Mantos behind. Rabbit Melko has a lot of ERS, which he is not using. So he will use that on this next straight probably. So he will have a pretty good chance to overtake him. Let's go a bit back with Levi and Georgios. And Dragos as well. These guys are really battling for P7. Daryl gets 3 seconds of penalties. Let's see, Elliot will have a chance for Dragos, but Dragos has a big slipstream ahead of him. But Dragos, that's interesting. Why is... there we go. Follow him in the slipstream, Elliot. You can do this. Let's see. He's way too behind to make a move or try to do something. We have 2 people in the pit lane, Raphael and Michael, already. I really don't know what happened. And Levi and Georgios are going side by side into turn 4. Let's see what happens. Levi will probably go around the outside and does a switchback, actually. Does a switchback, and they're still side by side. And Georgios gets 3 seconds for going a bit too wide. And that's really unfortunate from Georgios. And... but he remains P9, so that's probably good for him, but it's not gonna be long until Levi can overtake him, and he's not going around the inside, which is really smart, but yeah, he will have to wait till the next opportunity. Shots Ahoy going really wide. I really don't know what happened there. Elliot overtakes him for P7. Let's go here to this battle again. DRS is enabled, I think, for this lap. So, Rabbit Melko, Luke, and Mantos will have DRS for this next start-finish straight. And let's see if they maybe can overtake him. Rabbit Melko has almost the same amount of ERS as does Paolo. And let's see, Rabbit Melko is going really close to him, and DRS is enabled this lap. So I was wrong. But Paolo is using his ERS as well. Let's see, he's not defending the inside line, and they touch a little bit, and Paolo spins, but still remains P2. So that was really close, but that gives Luke a opportunity to maybe try and do something, maybe run the inside or outside, and no, he's way too far behind. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that move. Levy overtakes for P9, and Georgios is taking really weird lines and going wide and gets another 3 seconds, and Camille as well. Fastest lap, I'm gonna do that later after we see this. Paolo had a pretty bad exit. Rabik Milko trying to go around the outside, but no, Luke trying to go around the inside, but that was really close. Really close. Owen holds the fastest lap of 1:28.4. That's okay. There we go. So we have a serious 4-way battle for P2 with Paulo, Melko, Luke, and Mantos. This is a slipstream fest for Mantos, so he will have a pretty good opportunity. Paulo doesn't have any DRS, so he will probably be the only bystander if he doesn't defend here, and he's still not defending, and that's a pretty easy overtake for Rabik Melko. Luke Mills is not close to make a move, but Paulo trying to go around the inside, braking a bit. Actually, at the breaking point, that was really close. Paulo will have DRS on Melko right now, as Luke Mills as well. Mantos is way too far behind to try and make a move. And this is going to be maybe too wide into this corner, and Rabik Melko closes the door on the inside. And Mantos overtakes Luke Mills, and this is really close, and no contact yet, at least. And I say that as Mantos actually touches Paulo a little bit, and this will give Melko a opportunity to try and get away from Mantos and Luke, as Paulo will probably be overtaken at this next straight, probably. But we'll have to wait and see for that. Everyone is really close at the moment, like no one is backing out from anything. Luke Mills will try and go around the outside maybe, but I don't think that's a smart move. Mantos is lifting a little bit at turn 14, I think, or 14 or 13. I don't know. Mantos using his DRS, of course, to try and stay ahead of Luke. And let's see, Mantos will have DRS from Paulo in front of him, and Luke Mills also has DRS. And Mantos actually goes into the pit lane. Really interesting. He probably has damage. So that's really interesting how he got that. That's really unfortunate from him, as he had a pretty good race at the moment. Now, let's see, Levy, he had a pretty bad beginning of the race, but now he's P6, fighting for P5 with Dragos in front of him. They're on pretty much same tire age, but on different tires as well. So I guess we'll have to see what will happen now, as he's trying to go around the outside, but he's way too far behind. Let's move behind from that battle for P4. Let's go a little bit back. Let's go to these guys, Georgios and Alex. Alex will have DRS right now, and he's way too far behind to make a move, but Alex got a pretty bad exit, but he's still not close behind Alex to make a move. So let's get back here. Levy and Dragos again fighting, and Luke with Paulo as well. This is gonna be really interesting. Let's go on board with Luke. He's using all of his DRS, going on the inside line, overtakes Paulo for P3, as Levy also overtakes Dragos for P5. Paulo doesn't try and overtake back, as Levy, I think, breaks a little bit late, and gets a really good exit actually off of turn 1. And let's see, he's not close enough to do anything to Paulo. But he does break a little bit too late, but still manages to keep in front of Dragos, so that's really good for him. Rabik Melko only 1.5 seconds ahead of Luke Mills, which is Gonna be pretty small margin after a few laps, as Luke Mills is really fast. As he put up pole position, as Levy overshots that corner, and Dracos is gonna run the inside, but he gets a really bad exit off of turn 10, and doesn't overtake him. But he will have another opportunity on the start-finish straight, as we have a spin probably from the Alpine. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's see. Levy, he was battling. Oh, Rabik Melko spins and damages his front wing. That's really unfortunate from Rabik Melko. He had a really good race on his hands, but I guess bad luck sometimes happens. As Levy overtakes Paulo for P3. As I was saying, Levy was battling with Owen, and they touched a little bit, and Levy spun. Probably no damage. I don't clearly remember, but yeah, he had to box for new tires, and now he's P3 again. If that didn't happen, he would probably be like P1 probably. But yeah, now we see our three main qualifying rivals battling again with each other. Levy Mills will want to try and get close to Owen, which is in pole position. Levy will probably have to pit again for new tires, which will be really unfortunate, but I guess we'll have to see if he can manage them. If he can, that's gonna be good for him. He can retain P3 or maybe P2. Under safety car he crashed. I don't remember that, so yeah, that's good to know. I wasn't on board with him, so that's probably why I don't remember. Paulo and Dracos again. Dracos getting a really bad exit off of the final corner. Paulo will go into the pit lane. That's actually expected because he's on mediums. He will probably go for softs, I presume. Yes, and the Alpine of Elliott is following. I mean, the Williams of Elliott is following him right behind. And we have Alex and Georgios. Alex doing a switchback, and let's see, going side by side, and Georgios is not leaving any space for Alex, and that was an illegal overtake for Alex, which is really unfortunate because Georgios was the guy that caused that accident, and Daryl is really close to them. Daryl had, I think, qualified in P11, so battling for points is the best thing that he can do. Alex will have DRS on Georgios. Let's hope that Georgios doesn't defend really dirty like he did before, weaving on the start-finish straight. And he moves once as someone spins behind them. And that's it. Okay, so no dirty defending from Georgios. Let's go a bit behind. We have Elliott spinning, so I caught that right in the moment. And Paulo and Tassos are fighting. Paulo on fresh tires will probably be beneficial from that. Let's see this fight. Oh, Georgios broke really early for that final corner. That's probably because he wanted to have DRS, but he failed that mission. And Daryl is really close to them as well. Let's hope that Georgios doesn't make any dirty moves, and he doesn't. That's good, but he overshot a little bit the first turn, and he's still alive. Okay then. My voice is dead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's take a break from this, and as we're seeing these guys fight, let's go see the fastest lap, which was set by Shots Ahoy, 127.5. Pretty impressive lap time, but it is on softs. Could improve probably, but P9 I think is probably enough for him, as he will get 2 points at the end of the race. And let's see here, we have a lot of penalties. That's probably because of the safety car. I'm not really sure, but Dragos, Alex, Daryl, Elliot, and Amio have 3 seconds. Shotsahoy and Tassos 6 seconds. Georgios 9 seconds, and Camille 14 seconds. It's not what I expected. I seriously expected more penalties, but that's good at all. That's pretty good. Most positions gained by Camille and lost by Michael. So a lot of things happened in the race, as we are seeing Daryl and Georgios battling for P6. Georgios defending really weirdly, switching back and forth, and Daryl spins before turn 1. Probably a bit too early on the throttle. Let's see now. We have Mantos and Camille fighting for P10. I am showing the tire age. I am. Anyways, Mantos and Camille, as I said, are fighting for P10, as are Daryl and Shotsahoy, as Shotsahoy goes in front of Daryl down the inside of turn 11. Daryl will need to try and do something, because Shotsahoy is on fresh soft tires. He will probably have DRS for this next main straight, but let's see if he doesn't mess it up. And he doesn't. Shotsahoy has less ERS than Daryl, so maybe he can do something before turn 1. And let's see, he's not using any ERS, so looks like he just wants to stay behind Shotsahoy, which is probably a smart idea, because he's on fresh softs. He will want to back out of that fight, because he will only hold up Shotsahoy. And as I was looking for at everyone else, Levi passed Luke for P2. So we didn't see what happened or how they overtook each other, but looks like that happened. And Levi is going until the end of the race on those medium tires. He's probably in the puncture zone as of now. So he will really need to conserve those tires if he wants to survive the rest of the race. And Luke is on fresher tires, on hards. So this is gonna be probably a fight until the end of the race, which the race ends in 3 laps, which is really sooner than I thought it was. And let's see, Luke Mills finally using some of his ERS. Levi doesn't have any as well. Daryl crashes. We can see that right here. Daryl crashes in turn 13. Actually, that's 13. And Elliot and Camille are fighting with each other. I think Elliot went down the inside of Camille, and that didn't work out for him, because he probably has a little bit of damage right now. But he has the ERS, and doesn't have any ERS, but Camille is defending the inside, and Elliot goes round the outside and takes P10 from Camille. Really interesting fight, and Shotsahoy and Georgios are also battling in front for P6. Georgios, I think, overtook Shotsahoy, or Shotsahoy has just gained enough space to get close to Georgios, as Georgios is getting really bad exits off of every corner. So Shotsahoy will have to overtake him really soon, and let's hope that he can do that, going really wide in turn 10, and using his ERS and DRS to maybe try and overtake him right now. Georgios defending the inside, but yeah, Shotsahoy is not close enough to try and make a move, and this will have to wait until the next straight probably, or the next DRS straight, but let's wait and see. and this is really close. Maybe even into the final corner they can do something. And no, Shots Ahoy is backing out to get that DRS advantage, and now he's gonna use everything. Oh, the game is lagging. There we go, he's using all of his DRS, and let's see, Georgios is not defending the inside line, and that was a pretty easy overtake for Shots Ahoy. So let's hope that nothing bad happens, and Shots Ahoy will probably have DRS from Michael right now, and yes, he does. Shots Ahoy will get a pretty big margin from Georgios, so that's good for him. Let's get back into the battle for... Oh, Georgios retires! What happened there? We can see here, he spins and crashes and is now in the middle of the track. If that happened a bit sooner, that would be a safety car, but it didn't. So no safety car, because we only have 2 laps remaining in this race. So let's wait and see what happens. Luke Mills has only the next lap to try and overtake Levy for P2. If he doesn't do it now, he will never get another chance in this race, at least. So let's see if he can do something. He's deploying all of his ERS, but it's not enough. He's still not close to him. But let's see, maybe he can get something into here. Levy gets a pretty interesting exit, if I say so myself. And Luke is getting really close, but he's still way too far behind to try and make a move around the inside in turn 4. Let's wait and see if he can get a better exit in these twisty corners. And Levy is really doing a good job on those really old medium tires, which is really interesting to see. This fight is going until the end of the race. Let's see. Levy is getting a pretty good exit off of turn 10, improving the gap from Luke, and Luke, I don't think will have another opportunity to try and overtake. So I think this will stay that way if Levy doesn't crash at the final corner, and let's hope that he doesn't. And that's it. And let's go on board with Owen, who is going to be our winner of today's Bahrain Grand Prix, and a first winner for PC2 of Season 6. Congratulations to Owen, that was a pretty good performance from him, as Levy and Luke cross the line, and Luke crashes after the finish line to finish P3 in today's race. Then next up we have Dragos, who is going to be P4, but before that we have Shots Ahoy and Alex, but they're not close enough to try and do something to overtake them. So Shots Ahoy P5 and Alex actually P5 because Shots Ahoy had penalties, and that's really unfortunate from Shots Ahoy. He's P7, even Mantos overtook him, so he had way too many penalties, so that's really unfortunate. Elliot crosses the line P9, Camille P10, but he has 5 seconds for unserved penalties, so he's bumped down to P12. Amiyo gets a point for Ferrari, so that's really good for him. And we are waiting for Tassos and Melko to round out this Grand Prix. Jesus Christ, this was actually a pretty interesting race. It was pretty entertaining. I hope I kept you entertained during the race, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. At the final stages of the race, it was pretty boring from my commentating. I think I didn't do that good of a job, but I think this race went really well. So yeah, Owen wins. That's a really amazing performance, and the game says that the driver of the day is Amiyo. So that's interesting. I don't know who to give my driver of the day. I'm not gonna say anything because I'm probably going to anger a lot of people. But yeah, this is the final grid, and I'm gonna just scroll down to check every time. And I'm also going to go into the incidents report and check all of those out as well. So I hope that you enjoyed today's race as much as I did, and if you want to join this league, I think there is a link into the description for our Discord. You can join there. We have a PS league and a PS division and PC division as well. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. Stay safe out there, and I guess I'll see you in the next race, which is going to be Japan. Or maybe I won't see you. I guess we'll have to see. Have a good time, have a good night, have a good day, and stay safe.